They must feel confident.
Absolutely must. That split was right there. Thought for sure that's where they were going to try to go. Let us see how they fare as we go into the opening pistol. 4 Sheriffs and a Ghost in the hands of T1. A couple classics still here for G2. Jogamo taking point. Being reveal on the Meteor, alone on the site for now. Jogamo pushing out of the smoke. Meteor trying to find the taps. It's only going to be getting a little bit of damage. But Buzz still able to find one as Baby Bay's going to be taken down. Jogamo now gone as well. Turn forward into the smoke, finds the right click. Valen, however, dropped as Buzz finds himself another elimination, and Leaf for now kind of locked out of the doors, being watched by Munchkin. Spike is planted, so onus on T1, but now it is Leaf left to his own devices to swing out, looking for the finishing shot onto Buzz, but he cannot make it happen. T1 drawing first blood.
Well, I think already you're seeing that G2 wants to test Meteor a little bit here, but Meteor puts up a smoke, able to avoid that initial pressure from Jogamo, and he gets stuck behind the box. And meanwhile, the rest of the team flooding in through those mid doors just ahead of Leaf, and Buzz finds 2 big kills to bail out Meteor. And then it's just a cleanup job the rest of the way. It's a good start here for T1 on this defender side. You know, this is the side of the map that G2 picked here, attack. They would have liked to have gotten off on the stronger side of things, but we're going to go for the mid push, smoke up. They're just going to try this A site hit again.
Buzz contemplating the push, will go through as the Nebula falls, and Trent comes out on top. Could be a Guardian now in hand, but Meteor able to intercept onto Valen. Puts the spike down onto the floor, but he's going to be quickly overwhelmed, and oh boy, some of the problems that were plaguing T1 that previous series might yet be coming back, but no. 2 kills in reply, and now the finisher. T1 will be able to steady the ship, avoid giving over a thrifty win. They get the 2-0 start with 3 players surviving.
Yeah, this round is something that I really like about the way that G2 approaches the map. I don't know that they don't get the win, but the way that they're so creative with their smokes is really impressive. Like, they wait for that toxic screen, put it up late to give them, you know, free reign on the front of the site. They're able to isolate those fights between Meteor and Buzz and do a great job with getting those first 2 kills to give themselves a good chance. It's something you really got to key in on, especially on their defender side. Watch the way Valen positions those Astra smokes. He does a beautiful job of it.
Now into the bonus for T1. 2 players with Sheriffs. A little bit of firepower here. Obviously G2 going to be coming out on top of that regard, and Stax does catch a glimpse on the Jogamo, but cannot get the drone dart through. We'll just silently drift back over towards the double doors.
Yeah, and some deep smokes here are going to force Stax a little bit further back off that mid hold, so that's going to open up some space that Buzz has to be clearing. Make sure that they're not going to be able to break through easily.
Oh, there's the shots flying, the swing in, and Buzz fadeaway shot. Kellen's into the corner, still gets a good amount of damage on the Jogamo, putting him down to 20. So Sheriffs now could absolutely find the kill. Snakebite from behind just in case Munchkin's getting corralled. Jogamo has pumped the brakes, so isn't advancing forward, but for now, G2, 2 players still stuck in a main, going to be rerouting that spike now as Izu full walk down past cannons, looking to try to catch Trent off guard. Weapon going to be drawn in, but Izu has the 1 tap. He gets out scot-free. Finds the finisher. Playing off that previous damage from Buzz, and now it's just Valen and Baby Bay. Last two to maybe try to make a go of this, but they also might just have to save. 25 seconds remaining. They're just going to have to tuck away, you would expect.
Yeah, at this point, it's round over. Phenomenal map awareness. Just little micro adjustments here from T1 to maintain map control. Buzz there, even though he dies, he stalls out that G2 hit, and Munchkin able to buy a little bit of space with his util with the help of a smoke from Meteor at the choke of A. Even though he gets pinged out by the drone, does a really nice job buying a little extra time for Stax to get over there and make it uncomfortable for G2. Sets up for the lurk, something that T1 really wants to get activated, something they couldn't against Team Liquid. Let's get those lurks going, and they'll throw a lot of different looks at you. Sometimes it'll be Izu, sometimes it'll be Munchkin, sometimes it'll be Meteor, sometimes it'll be Buzz. It's all over the place with the formations and how to read this defender side for T1, at least when they're playing it well.
And with a 3-0 start so far for Izu, he's going to be bringing the Operator now into round 4. Plenty of money to continue to cycle these in, just the 2 weapons retained. The rifles here for G2, Leaf with a stinger, always has to be respected.
Trying to push in through elbow, but No contact to be found. Stack's gonna drone it, doesn't see a thing.
Just a quick little drop down, gets the spot out, but gets fully blinded up as well. Turn around and Jogamo able to find 1 meter, now gonna be struck down. His Leaf gets the weapon upgrade, but it will quickly be dropped. However, Baby Bay, with that Vandal in hand, still able to find some value. Valen eliminated by the shock dart, a 2v3 now. So there's the spot out. Izu does manage to find the 1, but now finds himself in a 1v2. Try to clutch it out and continue the win streak, otherwise G2 will be finding themselves a much needed round win. Set up on the decoy, hasn't sent it yet, still does have 2 flashes to play around with. Is it walking forward, but the re-wrap here from Baby Bay could be Izu's undoing. Slow advance up through Hall. Izu working his way towards this opening arch, but now they have him spotted. The flash out, Baby Bay strikes from behind, gets himself a 3K and gets G2 the first round win.
Fantastic stuff here from G2. Just a cute little setup to brute force their way through the B choke. Buzz falls for the clone. That is his undoing, and there's Meteor getting tested, this time failing. Just those stingers so deadly in the hands of G2. They love to get up close and personal. So that's a big economic game changer there. And it looks like Baby Bay gonna use that op. Izu does invest in another one. So money's gonna be weak here for T1 if they can't get this round to go. A little bit in the bank for G2 behind this buy, but a couple players a little bit low in that economy. Getting close to some ults though. Meteor 1 away from his Cosmic Divide. Jogamo 1 away from the Overdrive. Things to keep in mind. Munchkin this time going to be tucked in at doors, but G2's going to take this slow.
There's the peek. He'll find a dink, but at that range doesn't do too much damage. Gets forced away by the snake bite. He'll just happily give up that space. Meanwhile, Jogamo all the way up through elbow. Well, it's just around the corner. Wanted to take this peek perhaps here into mid. Eats the decay on that poison orb. Has the tailwind at the ready, but looks like he's just not going to be able to find that contact. Jogamo just stays tucked in.
They're looking for that lurk. They're looking for T1 to get antsy. So far, T1 holding on. Munchkin making the wrap. Shot rings out. Meteor dodges. This looks like a B hit all the way now. 35 seconds left.
Jogamo still, though, getting closer and closer, hearing some of these rotations coming through. Buzz, however, still going to be able to find 2. Right up in front on the side. Jogamo down to 1 HP, pursuing deeper, looking for that kill. Doesn't manage to find it. Munchkin falls to 22 HP. It's going to be the player advantage for the moment for T1, but G2 had the spike planted, and Stax is now eliminated. Izu still on that rotate, working his way over towards Hall. Still has the operator in hand. Jump peek, and I believe Izu will have had that spot, but Munchkin now finished off, and once again is down to Izu to try to clutch us out. Sees the spot there onto the enemy Sova and has to go for the save. G2 back-to-back rounds. They're clawing their way right back into this map.
Looked like it might be a good moment there for T1. Able to find a numbers advantage, but with only that stinger there for Munchkin, he's not really able to do the damage that he'd like. They're able to reposition themselves to hold that Arch's angle to take Stax down. So the B hit's working here for G2. There are going to be adjustments for T1. Buzz, good to get 2 there, but the rest of the team just flooding in together. Some big kills on the way in. Trent there finds that one, and a little bit of frustration there for Stax. He's been so good this event. We've been seeing the B stacks. He's doing well so far to start, 5-2, nothing to sneeze at. But he probably feels like he should have been a little bit more impactful there.
And still with the operator in hand, to go for a Guardian buy on Meteor. Give him a bit more firepower to try to solo anchor that B side of the map. Izu, in the meanwhile,
they got a double stack waiting
deep
for this.
Walk down into mid, and yeah, they have a double stack, and Leaf has the headshot. What a shutdown. Baby Bay unable to find it, but will just quickly dash out with that gate crash, so Buzz unable to find the pursuit that he was looking for. Door just being hit for now. As all of G2's forces get clustered together over towards A main, but it's all of T1. 3 players at least gathered to try to stop the pressure at mid. Jogamo's just keeping them trained on this.
Yeah, and they just threw a smoke in there to make sure that T1 Doesn't go exploring any other parts of the map, so that's a really nice little piece of util there from Valen to give them a little bit of extra space.
T1 working their way in, and Jogamo, not sure if he caught a glimpse or what. It's just a timing either way, finds Munchkin. Buzz slotting forward, hasn't been spotted quite just yet. And now needs to do everything, and oh, the knives are whipping. Jogamo will find the final. That's a flawless as G2 tie it up at 3-3.
Yeah, they're starting to get a feel here. Working the map a little bit. Getting the hard read initially on where Izu was going to want to drift with that operator. Nice little ping reveal. Good setup from Trent. I think we're going to see a timeout popped here by T1. After a great start converting your bonus, and then you lose 3 in a row to thwart what you're talking about. Those ult combos, that ability to just get a freebie, get a kill, get a spike plant, and make it a 5v4 retake potentially. Things like that, tricky to deal with. Stax does have his ult to respond potentially to a Hunter's Fury as well, so that's something that G2 does have to be cognizant of. Babybay pushed pretty far up here, looking for Meteor to try to push that angle around the edge. Ooh.
Does so. A tiny bit of damage going to be found. Buzz now with the tailwind pop. Might want to go swinging into this one. See if Babybay can have him outdone. There's a swing, and now Buzz. Johnny on the spot. Fast with the flick. Finds an opener for T1. Meanwhile, Izu again going to try to push down, get onto an angle to utilize this operator. They're going to try to drone him off this one. He does barely manage to make it out. Leap just there, swinging the other side with that operator in hand. Wanted to claim him. Where does G2 go from here? Could just put the pull back over towards the double doors. Trying to work their way through stacks.
Find one here. That'd be huge because he's got Buzz. Starting to go for a lurk.
Quick reposition. Tucks back over towards Orange.
Giving up.
That's out the one player that he heard. Now Valen up into Nest. Meteor seemingly reading this and watching for it. Can he win the fight? The answer's going to be yes. Takes down the opposing IGL. Now it's a 2-player advantage over to T1 as the spike gets ready to be planted. Trent having it in hand, but still needing to clear out the remainder of this site. Meanwhile, Jogamo peels back a kill into their favor. Immediately invests the overdrive. Time dwindling. Buzz not checking to the right. Leaf is just right there with him. He finds him with a no-scope. Just never spotted him out. Trent just tagged up once, but not taken down. Now the pit's going to be invested from Leaf. This G2, we're in such a rough position, but they are fighting their way back into this round. Now with the advantage. Stax has to lead the charge. Is it still an operator in hand for Izu? The players are low, but the time is widely gone, and Jogamo is still looking for a backstab angle as well. The ping's coming down, Stax able to find one. Sends out the recon, but Leaf is tucked into the corner. So cheeky. And now the op is gone. Stax is eliminated, and G2 are in the lead.
This is incredible work from Jogamo on this round. The way that he's able to find a little bit of extra space, clearing out Meteor as he's trying to come down ramp. Huge kill there to break open that site a little bit and make Buzz a little bit confused, because Buzz then tunnels on where did Jogamo go. He popped his ult, I've got to deal with him, and he completely disregards that right-hand corner. Just beautiful stuff from Jog. That is a phenomenal round, and it's something that gave T1 fits on this map, was dealing with that Neon. It was a very different look from Miniboo and Team Liquid, but here you're seeing some similar issues that are cropping up.
Izu able to find one. Babybay forward with the dimensional drift, just escorting the rest of this squad forward into the A site. Jogamo looking for a kill. We'll set up that fast lane and back away as the ping reveal comes through. Plays elusively enough. This Cosmic Divide as well going to be layered in. G2 not wanting these rounds to go over to T1 under any circumstances. Pop flash in, full blind, but I don't think they spotted Jogamo. Pursues down, he's looking for that kill, but can't quite find it. Another flash going to be coming in. This time Babybay, however, has the covering fire. Izu's gone, Meteor dead, and it is just Stax and Munchkin to try to make something happen, but Munchkin just has a Bucky, and Valen should have him absolutely screwed, but no, Munchkin does get with a classic, gets another as Trent falls. And now suddenly, Munchkin versus Babybay. An old school matchup. Days long since passed, but the time is just not going to be there, so Munchkin, he will not be able to find this round win. The kill as well will elude him. Everyone will die, but G2 continue on this 5-round win streak.
Yeah, 5 in a row, and I mean, T1 this time trying to play a little bit slow behind this wall and trying to flood out, push out together, but the initial hit thwarted by the two duelists of G2. Baby Bay and Jogamo combining. I don't know what in the world got into Munchkin with his classic this round. Those were filthy shots. It just ran out of time there.
And Munchkin bro, why? Well, a lot invested into that one for G2. Now back into a buy for T1. They look to try to turn this pace around. Baby Bay just storming up into mid, pushes out of the Nebula, does get taken down. Buzz gonna be tagged up, trying to make his exit. Tailwinds over the side, but Stack's gonna be caught at the same time by Jogamo. So, in the end, a 1-for-1. Push up deep into Nest for Jaw.
Yeah, he knows with Stack's dead that this might be clear, and they might be trying to re-clear it so he can get ahead of it.
Izu considering it. Scoped in on the bridge, working his way closer and closer towards that sand side. Hunter Sphere at the same time going to be called in from Trent off screen, looking to try to flush out and open up this B side of the map. It's going to be Leaf who finds Buzz to do just that. Rewrap, however, down from Meteor. Through the elbow, looking to try to intercept. He will be good for one. Munchkin, however, eliminated on the site. Spike on the floor for the moment. Lob it on that poison orb. The shots will get baited out, and now Leaf can recover it. Looking for that transfer, but doesn't quite manage to make it happen. Izu now once again. Feels like the third time having to be the one to try to clutch this. Spotted up a Neon, sees it, sends the shot, but he's going to be going for it. The Dimensional Drift in play, can swap out the weaponry. Grabs himself a Phantom, has the spot here on the Jogamo. Looks back into main, sees Trent, cuts around the corner, and Trent cuts him down. T1 grasping at straws.
Standing ahead.
The G2 continue to stand tall, 6 in a row now.
Yeah, now it's just looking like winning some of those individual battles right there. Stacks goes on a walk through the smoke, and they're just ready for him. And that, again, opens up so much space. It makes it so much harder for Izu to get over here with the op to help try to shut down this execute. All these little things that G2 is doing on the map to disrupt T1's formations, their defaults. Doing so well. And he even invested the Cosmic Divide there. So painful.
Jogamo just sprinted it up, and okay, Izu, a very nice shot from him, and now a second. Grabs a weapon upgrade, Balance gonna be pinged down, revealed. Izu finds himself a third. Meteor lurked forward inside of A main, will be able to catch Leaf, and somehow, some way, this is the round that T1 will break the win streak with. It'll be a Thrifty, a MasterCard Thrifty at that, because they can upgrade their weapons, and finally, they find themselves some footing on this defense.
Sure, why not? Why not, Izu? Just go crazy and, yeah.
Pick up the bandit and
It's
click heads, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, he's been that guy sometimes. You know, this season he's been really impactful when they've needed someone to kind of step up, find those big multi-kill rounds for T1. He's been their guy more often than not. So, still a couple ults here. Jog's gonna have his. You've got Munchkin and Meteor sitting on theirs, and it's just gonna be an early pit at B. Flown through just to see if they can get a reaction out of Munchkin. That's just gonna let him take elbow space. Buzz, though, with this op, this is so dangerous.
Looking to swing that corner. Tailwind at the ready. Baby Bay on the other side. Buzz has him outdone once again. Clean early pick. Jogamo, however, still alive, still deadly. Has a stinger as well as the overdrive in the back pocket.
Stack's gonna try to drone for Izu.
Should have spotted more as well as that wall did fall. Just gets the reveal onto one. Now G2. In this forward pressure, they've given up so much space. They feel like they have to play in towards this B side of the map, it would seem.
Yeah, good awareness there from T1, recognizing that Trent could have hung around behind Pillar. They pinged that out, but now they're going to try to put a pinch on Buzz to try to hold the line.
Izu now potentially at risk, though. They get past Buzz, but he is going to be good for the opening kill. And now Izu strikes in from behind, gets that flank shot, looks for the follow-up, and Valen will be able to take him down. 2v4, however, trying to scale their way up through the hall, and Buzz just gives the shot to Leaf. Continues to be good for those as they overroll Munchkin as well. And suddenly, it's a 2v2. The player's still a world away. Gravwell, a misread. Leaf hearing the footsteps. Meteor dropped Leaf. A 3K for him. And Stax has to do it all. It seems like they have his position very well read. Leaf immediately rescaling, ready to get onto the flank.
And he knows it, he's aware.
Gives it that consideration, spots it, kills it, now into the 1v1.
Standing ahead.
The IGL of old versus the IGL of the current day for G2. He's trying to bait out the util, but swings into the open, just no clue where Valen was at. Plays an off angle where the spike is not planted for him and catches Stax by surprise.
This is a great round for Leaf. Finding huge impact here after it looked like the round was going to be done, but Buzz had to back off from helping. I don't know why. In that mid area, kind of left Izu on an island. I felt like they were going to just try to maintain that hold on mid, try to maintain that map control, but he backs off. Not sure what the read was there. And that gives G2 the space to capitalize and find 2 huge kills and some whiffs there from T1 as well. Giving G2 that opportunity. Some Nova pulses there to just slow each other down, but this looks like a pacey A hit.
Oh, they're trying to make it go. But Meteor, some wild spray forward, finds himself another. His Valen's gonna be dropped as well. I think he just headshot him through the clone of Baby Bay and Meteor. So it's coming alive. Leaf's still standing, but he's down to 12 HP, and Buzz invested the knives into the round and will be able to put them to use. 7-5 at the half. T1, after a hot start, barely managed to make this competitive in the end.
Yeah, I mean, you got to feel real good right now about the form that G2 is in. They're out shooting, they're out macroing T1 in a lot of aspects of the game right now.
Clean stuff for him, but we'll see. That first pistol eluded G2. Can they find the opener to storm their way forward? Because that would set up for potentially a 2-0 for G2. We're gonna go to the halftime break. When we come back, we'll see what we get in the second half.
Their attacker side versus Team Liquid was anemic. They were only able to get 4 rounds in, and one of them was the pistol. They immediately lost the eco when we got that little trade back and forth there on ecos for a little bit, but I think it's gonna need to be a lot cleaner here for T1. They're gonna need to be a lot more in sync. Firepower is gonna have to come alive as well, because they were getting vested in that department a couple times in that first half. So Buzz dashes onto the site. Got a couple players pretty close here for G2. This is
but disconnected.
Yeah, this could be a fight.
Shots just whizzing past Leaf, unable to find him through these smokes. Frantically fishing, and Leaf, one shot in reply, and he managed to send it right between Buzz's eyes. What a hit from him. Izu now caught. Backside stunned up dead. Munchkin gonna be able to find the one. Stax gets another. Valen gone. Meteor immediately flushed out as Baby swings the corner and dispatches him with relative ease. Already the defuse held a half, and Stax, he's been clean with the Sheriffs, but he cannot make it happen this time. Just doesn't have the numbers, the firepower, the time. G2 take the pistol, and they get themselves up by 3.
Huge stuff here. I mean, G2 is so patient behind these smokes, and just waiting. Kind of had a feeling there, did Leaf, where those shots were coming from on top of that short box in the corner, and just nails him. And Baby Bay so fast. Letting them know. We're letting them know they're a little shaky right now. Phenomenal stuff from him to swing that corner and instantly get that second. Crazy good stuff.
Cutting through.
It is just the one bandit, everybody else with classics. Granted, Munchkin showed that he could be deadly with them. The rest of the team very much looking to prove the same. As Meteor lingering, will have heard that rotation coming through, but some early damage suffered. Looks like T1 just gonna look to back away. Suspecting that they have drawn a good amount of attention towards this A site. Now we'll begin to rotate in towards B, but Meteor still on an island. Spot out there, and Prius will be able to see Jogamo at range, taking down Buzz as Leaf will be traded out. Push onto the corner. Munchkin eventually able to find the kill. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to collect that weapon. No, Valen will find him from Nest. Spike going to be planted in the meanwhile. 2v3, already some decent damage dealt here by T1. Feels unlikely to be able to get that thrifty conversion that they would love to have. Stax pulling back, tucks around the corner over towards cannons. Trent, does he read it? Well, no, but they're not going to be able to find the shots to connect. It's a bit of damage on the both, and Izu now with his work cut out for him. 46 HP in a dream, takes Baby Bay low, takes him down, looks for the follow-up, finds it. As Valen had already got it up to half, can pull off the spike defuse with ease, gets himself a 3K and another round win for G2, but that ended up being very costly.
Yeah, I mean, normally you'd probably feel good about that as T1, but the way this map has been going, you're probably just kicking yourselves a little bit that you couldn't get this round to go. Stacks in particular, probably like, oh, I should have at least got one there. You know, I got the dink, but I couldn't get anything else. What it's worth, the classics are sharp for T1, but G2's been on top of their game when it comes to the rifle rounds in particular, and it will be a rifle round. Baby Bay still gonna carry over that outlaw, scooped up for him. Otherwise, it's a pretty sparse buy. A couple sheriffs, Bucky in there, Stinger for Valen. So a little bit of a mid-exploration early for T1. Smokes in response. Toxic Screen gonna be cutting off a lot of that mid-presence that T1 really wants to establish, so they're gonna take their time here. Don't have any A main control, don't have much B main control, so this is gonna be a little bit tricky here for T1 once they start making their move. You're giving G2 the opportunity to put some of these close range weapons into impactful positions potentially, so see how ready they are for it.
Right here.
They're gonna pop that smoke in mid through the doors. No response from G2 on that. They're gonna go on a walkabout.
Check around the pillar, but they are gambling into the correct direction. Drone out, leading into the A site. It's gonna be Valen. Tucked it back sight with the Stinger in hand. Baby Bay starting to scale forward though. Gets himself to the opposite side of the wall. As that smoke falls, has the spot up and stacks. Had the full armor, survives with 10 HP, eventually finds the headshot. Valen out, forced out into the open, looking for a little bit more follow-up, but Izu will be able to strike him down. Spike now planted. One charge away is so much damage. Traded out between Munchkin and Jogamo. Both lucky to be alive. This gives a bit more wiggle room potentially to G2, but as I say that, Trent will fall. Leap is taken down. Now it is just Jaw. 6 health. Ooh. Finds a great headshot. And he can certainly still make this costly. Everybody is within one tap range. Looks like it might just be the save. Grabs up that Vandal. Tucks back away. Izu, wanting to try to get the Dimensional Drift online for the next round one way or another, will go in pursuit of him. Swinging around the back, and Jogamo seemingly not having the read. Got his back to the box. But Izu seems like he's got it sussed out. He sees the gun barrel, and there is the kill. The 9-6, still 3-round lead here for G2. Cannot find that bonus conversion.
Yeah, but the good news here for T1 is you're going to have that Dimensional Drift available. Allen does have his ult as well for retake, but Stax wins a big fight there even after getting hit by one of those outlaw shots. Had he not won that, I think that's a very different looking round because the spike would have dropped there, and there could have been a quicker reaction from G2 potentially, but he's laughing, he's smiling, and a timeout already for G2.
I mean, it's a healthy lead, but I think one of the big things they're going to be talking about is what you just highlighted. The Dimensional Drift available for Izu, and Stax is one charge away from having the Hunter's Fury. So this might be Josh wanting to get involved, call that we need to challenge them at the extremities here. That's going to be the win condition for them to try to drag this back.
Yeah, it's a default. G2 just talking about how they want to shore up the defenses a little bit. Maybe Jogamo goes for a contested A main now. Seems like that is the call. Meanwhile, T1 wants to continue to try to pressure mid. Dog just checking for a reaction, and look at how quick they are. They've got such a good sense here, and T1 actually backing off. There wasn't that fast hit that they were also thinking about. So both teams kind of having similar ideas, actually, on how they thought the other was going to approach the round. So now just hold for Izu. He's often tasked with being that guy behind the pillar, but he's going to TP out, join the rest of the forces. They're going to cede this space over, try to set up for this A hit. I assume off the back of his ultimate. Try to clear some space, get into post plants. And here we go.
Dimensional Drift in, or being taken. Stax now with that Hunter's Fury online, but so far not spotting out anything, but hearing Jogamo. Got a couple shots. You force him to reroute, but already 4 players from G2 in position to try to flood retake the site. Hunter's Fury going to be opened up, Stacks searching, but ends up going wide. Meanwhile, Jogamo able to find a kill as Izu will fall. Overdrive going to be popped. Meteor, however, able to find 2, but now will be taken down, and just like that, G2 smashed the attack from T1.
Yeah, because you're not able to get that mid control as T1, G2 is able to get these retakes to go so quickly to be set up for them. You don't get any value out of Stax' ult here. Big win for Jogamo. Oh, out in the open too. Meteor finds a couple, but then he's caught trying to jump around the pillar, and
let's go!
That's huge. These flood retakes, so oppressive, especially with the Neon in the mix. Get that stun, get Buzz having to try to panic, throw down smokes to try to save himself. T1 still cannot find answers for this comp.
Judge in hand, but it's going to be Baby Bay profiting from the kills. Buzz able to find 1 before getting taken down. Just the clone sent through. And immediately, all 3 players at T1 needing to get clustered together if they want to have any hope of converting this round. Judge can be collected if they get into a post plant. Could potentially be a thorn on their side.
Yeah. I mean, you might want to just throw the Cosmic Divide here to try to get this plant. Meteor does some damage to Leaf. They're going to use that Snake Bite to buy a little bit extra time. I'd really like to see the Cosmic Divide here. I think you've got to just throw caution to the wind. You're 4 rounds down.
Leaf is just fearlessly playing forward here on the corner. A couple shots out as the spot comes through, but Leaf lightning fast with it. Stacks taken down. Again, the spike needing to be collected, and now their numbers dwindling as well as their HP bars. The spam on a Meteor puts him to 17.
1 enemy remaining. 30
Not
seconds
just
left.
Munchkin,
Yeah.
a Sheriff and a Judge sprinting all the way across to the opposite side of the map. This would be miraculous. We'll have the time to get there to get the plant in play.
He's got to check angles.
He's slowing it down, and this is allowed for Valen to get the read, work his way over towards those double doors. Trent not too far behind as well. A second to spare. The spike will be planted. Look at that, just try to concuss him in position, drag him into the open, and it works a treat. Valen so on top of it. G2 well on top now. 5 rounds the lead. Just 2 more to go.
Yeah, they're just in cruise control now. Doing so many little things right. It's a great double setup. Oh, Baby Bay. Filthy. Yeah, these tight angles again causing T1 issues. Holding those close quarters fights, and T1 just not really ready for it. We've seen it punish them multiple times on this map, and it's going to be the final. Then peel back, give T1 a little bit of space if they're going to go A. If they're going to go B, then they're going to fight you up close and personal and do a pretty good job of it.
What does the set call look like for T1? Thrown over the top, spot onto both duelists, a slide forward, and Jogamo able to collect one. Baby Bay gets another! They immediately demolish T1. They're just seemingly not ready for a trap play despite spotting both of these players. The reaction just isn't there. Just zone back.
You are divided.
No other real recourse for this one, T1. Cannot try to play around the other side of the map. They just have to continue to push this one, but now the Dimensional Drift is in play. Baby Bay spotting all 3. Call coming through, and G2 get their forces clustered together. A safe and quiet exit on the opposite side of the wall. Cuss gonna be dodged, the clone goes in, Buzz turn of the flash and snaps on for a shot to maybe kill Baby Bay, but Trent fishing through will be able to find that kill. Spot out for Meteor, the head found, Valen dead, now into a 2v2. This must win a round, and it'll all be on Munchkin's shoulders.
Toxin screen down.
Playing a ring around the rosy here at the pyramid, spots the gun barrel of 1. The tap of the defuse, Trent to watch, to protect, and to guard! A 3K for the Silver, the defuse is in, and G2 get up to map point.
They're just better in every aspect of the game right now. They're winning their 1v1s. They're winning some of these fights that they necessarily shouldn't be favored in. But T1 just not reacting properly. They don't look as sharp, they don't look as fast.
Let's go.
And in this meta, you gotta be fast, you gotta be sharp. And right now, G2 is all of those things. Jogamo, 18 kills, Leaf 16, Baby Bay 13. It is just
Need a drop.
clinical from G2 right now.
Get out of my way.
Well, the knives now popped. Just a stinger behind this for Buzz. Everybody else, solid enough weaponry. Their own Cosmic Divide available. Jogamo, quick peek. And this time, trying to use maybe that drone as a bit of a trap with Meteor nearby enough. But Makashiri going to be open up the drop down the dash over to the side. Buzz somehow still going to be alive, and piling out of the doors is Izu, and he is dropped. 8 HP. The swing in the corner, Buzz able to find one. Looking for a little bit more of a Baby Bay. Quick peek, has to backpedal. Valorant gets the spot out, gets the kill. Baby Bay swings around front of Pyramids. Meteor now going to be taken down the pit. Blooming as Munchkin, in desperation, throws everything that he can at this round. Just he and Stacks. Brain trust for the team. They try to somehow bail themselves out of this situation, but now Stacks has been found. Munchkin all alone hits the transfer for 2, but can find nothing more. 13-6, G2 show up on T1's Pick-Up Breeze, and they dispatch them with ease.
Have to come in with something unique, something special to try to force split, and this is probably about the best that they are going to be able to come up with in a short amount of time. You know, Izu, he could be a difference maker on Cypher sometimes, but you're all eyes on the Meteor on that ISO.
Cam getting the spot out onto Baby Bay there at Sewers. Leaf at the same time. Lurks in behind bricks. Will be spotted and taken down. Meteor able to find the kill. Pops the shield immediately. So double tap now in play. Fowler takes a munch. Gets that blind through. Now we'll look to try to push forward, still to utilize the shield, but it's going to be broken on the entry. Trent able to find one. Baby Bay finding a piece as well as Meteor still fighting back, but now will fall as it's Izu. Left at a 1v1 and he needs some damage. A minute remaining. He's going to go ahead and pump the brakes, cut the noise. Now sprint his way across. Knew that Jogamo was going to be nearby, given the Molly investment.
Ooh.
Should just be out of that audio range, but now they're getting closer and closer. Set up on the tripwire there in the window. It feels like Izu absolutely needs the headshot. 40 HP, a frenzy on the other side. Jaw swings in, and that is going to be Jogamo taking him down. Another pistol into the hands of G2.
Just again, an angle that T1 doesn't account for. It just feels like their team fighting is not in sync here today. Nobody's clearing the left side of the boxes on site. So that opens up Trent and Baby Bay to go absolutely crazy here. Yeah, Meteor gonna get a couple big kills, and Izu again just trying to cut a little bit of time by going through that grass area, but that alerts Jogamo to his presence, allows him to get there quickly, and before Izu is even ready for it. And that's a great start for G2 once again. Jogamo, his heroics, his big stage presence is on display once again here in Santiago.
It looks like they're going to be investing into this one. A Stinger and a half armor into the hands of Meteor. Just that, and then a Bandit for Izu. It's not going for a full half buy. I think you're still going to have a decent amount of struggles in trying to make that Stinger work against this G2 squad. That firepower across the board. So he's looking for a catch there at A main. It does allow for Leaf to scale all the way forward with that Marshall in hand. Double tap shield now going to be popped. Meteor immediately working his way through up into window. Swinging here on the check, and Baby Bay maybe seeing gun barrel a pixel out of place. Is very suspicious about this.
For sure, you know you give up this space with this comp sometimes.
They're just going to be sat here hoping and praying that someone comes swinging into this to hand them a weapon, but Baby Bay not looking likely to happen.
Should be a flash out of here, you would think, from Buzz.
Has it, they spot him, take him down low, and he can't get the weapon out fast enough. Valen, however, still close by. Not gonna be caught by that one, but Buzz with that Bulldog's able to find a kill. Izu finding Trent at the same time as Jogamo drops off back plat. Molly gonna be layered in, but he gets completely overwhelmed and surrounded, and suddenly, it is just Leaf with the Marshall remaining. One shot would kill them all. Gets the spot on the one. Turns over, but somehow whips the shot onto Izu. And T1 showing some early signs of life. Will tie it up 1-1.
Yeah, and for sure, I think it makes a little bit of sense here as T1 to invest a little bit more, but I like the idea, trying to put pressure on one of the potential weak spots of this composition. Because you have a chamber, because you don't have a Killjoy, you're gonna be opening up the map a little bit more in some aspect, and often it's sewers. So you're gonna have to put a body in that area, and it's a great idea there. Just flash around the corner, explode through, throw another flash in. They're lucky to be able to only lose one to Valen with that tight hold at Alley.
Well, it's the same exact buy now in the hands of G2, so let's see if they can work some magic here. Bandit in the hands of Jogamo. Stinger for Leaf. One away from having that run it back available, and Baby Bay finds the first shot. Leaf here at window and mid. Guns down 2. Is they looking to turn the tides? And Valen bests Meteor. Goes jumping forward, plants his feet. It's a MasterCard Thrifty. As we're just going blow for blow, but G2 maintain a lead.
And look at G2 getting proactive, knowing that there's going to be gaps in the back of T1, and this might be just the backbreaker. That might be the one that kind of slows down T1's momentum, any mental recovery that they had after Breeze. And it's a classic versus an ISO who's got the double tap popped.
Insane that he's able to win that out. Now into the closest thing we've had to a rifle round so far, but Izu does just have a Sheriff. Shock Dart will be avoided. Camera set up outside of mid just to try to watch for any aggressive plays, but Leaf will get the clear.
You can see that they want to check this sewer spot again to see, or excuse me, the garage spot again to see if there's anything available there, but you know, G2's committing extra bodies to the problem this time. That could bait T1 into making a mistake by going through there, but instead it's a slow push up. Trip is going to be here.
Decoying out into the jump peak. Just getting the spot there onto Izu. Meanwhile, the attack onto the B site. It's underway. Stacks to have the plant. Meteor pushing out aggressively towards that A-Link side. Prowler, however, will confirm his presence as curveballs go flying, but Jogamo still needing to wait for the rest of the team to try to get into position, but Buzz is going to be taken down first and foremost there at backside. Leaf gets the angle, gets that kill. The double face, a lot of damage going to be suffered, but Munchkin eventually able to find the kill. Jogamo going to be taken down, Baby Bay dead as well. The Trent and Valen finding one apiece. Flushed him out off the site. The ping reveal onto one. The taps just trying to bait these shots forward, and Izu running out of bullets. We'll be able to find those kills, and we are going to continue just going back and forth, now 2-2.
Okay, T1 able to stabilize a little bit, making a good read here. They could find some space onto B to get the plant, and Munchkin was quick to react after that curveball plus the blaze wall from Jogamo. He swung back over to make sure that him and Izu are going to be able to plug up that gap, so they still have that post plant from the grass area. They needed that. You don't have any mollies left there with just Munchkin and Izu, so in fact, you don't have much in the way of mollies in this comp other than stacks, the shock darts. So if you're going to go for B, come down to those crossfires, and they're able to get it to go. Trip here to watch if there's a lurk from Baby Bay. He will from time to time get aggressive, try to get into the opponent's spawn. This round so far, being patient. Once again, T1 considering B against this weaker G2 buy. His goes in. Meteor had his ult in death. Challenges Baby Bay, got him.
Yeah, breaks it. At the same time, Jogamo going to be snapped back. Run it back, not finding much of anything yet, but Leap pushing forward is able to find Meteor as he returns to this realm. It's a player advantage, as well as the firepower for T1. So it looks like they do want to eventually try to attack into this B site, but Jogamo deadly with that Guardian. Does get worked a little bit lower, and Stacks will be able to collect the kill. At the same time, going on a walkabout, pushing down, but will be held at bay for the moment. Just trying to see if anyone peeks that corner. 3 players from T1 clustered together, deathball style, looking to attack into this C site.
Yeah, Your spacing is going to have to be good here if Valen tries to challenge on the plant.
They found my wire.
Already used a lot of his util though. Saw the grab wall come out earlier, so smoke goes down. Let's see if Valen wants to make anything of this. He's getting pretty close pretty fast. He's going to wait for a little bit of help. And Trent going to make a go of it.
Prowler through to garage. Read that position, and Izu, as that smoke does fall. Snappy with a shot, is able to find Valen, and now it is just Trent. Here's the reposition. Should be favored in the fight, and will be able to take him down. Stacks now encroaching, working his way onto this flank, and Trent gets a read of it. Absolutely gorgeous, finds him as he jumps up into the windowsill. Now, Munchkin to try to see if they can at long last get some consecutive round wins, but Trent just has no idea where he's at. 5 bullets remaining in the Sheriff, taps for the fuse to swing out, and Munchkin will be able to get T1 over the line.
I'm a little shaky on that post-plan ideology from T1 in terms of...
So are T1.
Yes, but it's Izu here. He makes noise right in front of Trent. They know he's there, like you said. They throw the Prowler out, and he makes noise when he jumps across, so... And then they all fan out. They give him the 1v1s, and Trent reads it so well. There just wasn't enough time. I think that's one of those that you need to go back into the playbook and rethink that 3v1 advantage. But you still get the round, so...
They want to get this orb, it would look like. Buzz have the dimensional drift online. So just set up the wall. Allows him to safely grab, and the mask already going to be invested. Sprinting forward, checking out around the back of sight, but so far nothing going to be spotted. The entry now coming through. Leaf works his way over to Lumber. Going to be blinded up there in the corner. The recon going to go flying. Munchkin stacks, able to find one apiece, and Valen cannot escape. Let's get taken down. The Nightfall still going to be invested now at 2v4. And everybody, every flank ends up getting noted by T1.
Now that's a beautiful round from T1. That is a great execute. Paranoia's going to connect. That sets up for that recon dart as well to hit back sight and push G2 into awkward positions. This is really well set up here. They're just winning. There's that ping. Love that ideology. There you go. Okay, so T1 now finding their form. Can they keep it up? Now, if you guys remember back to this composition when they used to play it, they're quite a bit better generally on the attacker side, so they gotta do damage here with this composition.
Correct. Still do have that Hunter's Fury. Munchkin's ult as well. Grid mark there in the corner. 2 players strafing into the B site. The blind coming in. Baby Bay has to exit, and Leaf is going to be left to his own devices. Ends up getting taken down, but Jogamo on the peak, able to find the finisher there on the Buzz. Meteor as well.
Hello?
Under pressure. Jogamo, however, just unable to confirm the kills. Ran out of bullets in that stinger.
Ooh.
And Izu notes the flank. The Prowler cleared. Trent just trying to reroute.
Spike planted.
Saw the TP, but Izu has him in his sights. A bit of a win streak now building up for T1 as they get up to 5.
And this is what this composition is designed to do, is to brawl. Because you have that ISO in there, because you have that extra layer of security to allow you to just take fights, because you should be able to get the trades better in your favor generally with that double tap pop. So that's why T1 wants to get in there. They want to brawl. Even though Jogamo hits another nice shot, starting to befuddle G2 a little bit. The pace here might bring the timeout through. Showing since about the pistol. So Baby Bay gonna be the one to watch that mid window. Kind of remembering, okay, Izu's been in there a little bit. Maybe we can catch him stepping out a little bit. Just a quick TP forward. Nobody there to make contact. T1's going to try to fan out 4-1 through, using that cam to clear sewers to try to tee Izu up. That's where G2 is going to double stack.
He's locked in, spot on the 1, and Izu will outdo Leaf. Just not ready for that timing whatsoever. Now forward into the smoke. Meteor going to be able to take down Trent. Baby Bay tagged up on the exit. Jogamo noted on the flank. Meteor will fall, but that's the one casualty that they've been able to find. Munchkin sliding his way up into heaven, trying to get the pre-fire, but Baby Bay will be able to come away with the kill. They still need so much more.
Recovering it.
They have to try to play this one out. But a lot going to be resting on the shoulders of Baby Bay. And it's going to be Izu from behind Buzz to go ahead and clean it up. Gets the 4-piece as well. Another massive round. 15-3-2 on this Cypher. Izu looking electric for T1.
Yeah, it's just so tough here for Trent. He gets spotted by the drone, and then they're going to flash him. You're going to pop the double tap, and you're going to challenge him. Just beautiful stuff there as well. Getting the ping from Izu's ult. Huge. These executes look so good, and Izu following up off of this has been brilliant. He's got 15 kills already, and we're 8 rounds in.
And it's
either while they're trying to execute or while they're going for the post-plant setups. Just be a timing thing, maybe, we'll see. But it's also been tough for G2 because they've been having a tough time getting Jogamo, getting these ults, getting him kind of cycled in to find value out of the run it back.
3 to try to work with here. It will just be a ride of the wall, pushing forward, clearing Cubby. Advancing closer towards C site. Leaf here alongside Valen. Baby Bay as well going to be rotating in. Spot on the 1. As Hunter Sphere going to be opened up. Clear the clone. Jogamo being tracked. Tagged up, taken down. Munchkin able to find him as he TPs forward. Still rough position, however, to try to get the spike planted, at least for now. But another kill's going to be found as Leaf gets displaced. Valen Baby Bay still at backside. Trent trying to flank his way through mid. Might be able to find a massive backstab onto Izu. But can he get there faster than Izu? That's going to be the big question as Baby Bay finding some damage, but also finds death. Izu now strikes, and now they know exactly where Trent is at. He just couldn't get the catch. Caught with Prowler in hand, T1. Not allowing for G2 to find any value from these timeouts.
Ooh, this has got to be concerning, because this is a pretty good read from G2. They've got 4 players on the C site, and T1 is still able to dissect it. Getting that spray down onto Jog after the Hunter's Fury. Flash connects onto him. Munchkin's just spamming away. Izu continues to just be an absolute monster. Up to 17 now, 17-3. Oh.
It's one hell of a performance, and just given how this is going, no signs of it stopping or slowing down. Buzz peeks in, Outlaw in hand, Baby Bay. The first to fall. It's half armors across the board. This Leaf does get tucked away. Now they have the spot, they have the information. Buzz just quietly dropping down, peeks back in, takes another bite. The raid boss down, Jogamo will be able to find Izu on the opposite side of the map, but T1, they'll just pick their poison as far as they want to go, where they want to go. Jogamo tagged up already, pops that run it back, immediately gets zoned away.
Beautiful.
Just sends out a molly. T1 pump the brakes, and they're just not going to allow for him to get value off this one.
Izu's got his ult here. Or excuse me, Meteor has his ult. Could go try to use that kill contract. So here in Jogamo run around. Just curious if he might want to go for it. He's just going to hang on to it, try to take some space, open up
call for the pivot.
Exactly. Yeah, this is really nice work.
And leave Buzz trying to make some noise there around Sewer. Actually, he will fall. Valen catching the timing onto him as he's trying to scale his way forward towards A. Jogamo at the same time, though. Hearing these footsteps, and suddenly this game of Ring Around the Rosie might just be going G2's way. The catch there and spawn. Meteor still able to find the 1. And Stax will be able to find the enemy Phoenix. Trent trying to steady it, but just eats far too much damage. Completely out-favored now in the fight. As Meteor will just back away, leave him to his own devices. Still with just 1 shock dart, Stax would be able to take down Trent if he can perfectly place it. And already they know he's not holding it to half. The bounce in. Doesn't find the full damage, but again, continues to whittle away at this fade. 25 health, and still no idea where Meteor's at this round. Is out of their hands, this map, this half. It is completely out of control for G2. So there's the gun barrel spot. There is the kill. Will be able to peel 1 back into his favor. But T1 continue to storm their way towards split.
I mean, this is crazy good value for T1 in this round. Those 2 outlaw kills for Buzz, huge. Let's open up some of the map. Meteor eventually coming through there, getting the backstab, but also you got Jog's ult out of him that round. So just about everything that could go T1's way did, except for a few of the lurks were dealt with, but outside of that, you're still winning.
Operator online.
Here we go, finally for Baby Bay.
Considers the close angle, will back away. Because now it's going to be the dimensional drift from Buzz trying to scout him out. Will have spotted him. Goes for the flick, unable to find it. Buzz now spotting him up over the top, has to drop down. Buzz will make his exit. There goes the ult. Kill contract, getting the grab. Meteor gets the clone. Bit of a bait and switch, but if they get the real thing, is Buzz is able to find Leaf at the same time. Blaze Ball going to be set up. The spike now already planted, and Buzz playing forward. Catches Val before Baby Bay can get the counter swing. Advantage to T1. It's Meteor flushed against the garage entrance. Watching for the scale forward, but the wider swing from Trent manages to offset the aim. Izu, however, still alive and well, playing forward on the site. Looks for the timing on the Baby Bay, but Trent again will find the catch. A 2v2 for the time, starting to get away from them. The tap, no real committal on the defuse. Trent again, the one that's trying to make this happen. But you can hear it bleeding away. He continues to get tagged up. Shot after shot, Munchkin takes him down in Team 1. They are looking to make this a 10-2 half.
Oh man, they are just so on it. Some good little ideas here and there from G2 in this round, using the clone to deal with Meteor's ult. But Buzz, up close and personal, that drift so efficient, the way that he's able to spot out where Baby Bay is, where the TP goes to. That allows all that space to be taken by T1, set up for those post-plant crossfires. Few battles don't go their way. Trent had a couple nice ones in there, but at the end of the day, it's just too much to deal with. Buzz now with an op of his own. 2 ops in fact.
They have double op.
Yeah.
Munchkin, he's got one in hand as well. They do like to go for this when they get to those last rounds of the half.
Take flight.
Spot out on the Leaf in mid. Just jumps back over towards C, but the silent, steady push has been coming through the whole time towards C.
And they're ahead of this. Is Valen going to be ready?
Dimensional drift will go in. Valen still able to find one. Meteor going to be taken down. E2 eventually able to find that trade. Decay down to 1. Trent pushing forward will be able to have the shutdown. All the same, Buzz gets himself situated forward. Now staring at this A connector with the op in hand.
I think Baby Bay just has to wait for the spike, wait for the reinforcements.
If he swings in, he's going to be taken down, and that brings it now into a 3v3. Stack some eyes on the flank. Looking like it's just going to be a 3-player push straight forward through this connector. It's the jump across, Jogamo going to be tagged. Munchkin forward into the smoke to dive forward, and he hits the transfer for 2. Jogamo taking even lower, now finished off. Stacks gets the closer, and it's 10-2 at the half. T1, the comp swap working wonders versus G2.
This is exactly what the doctor ordered for T1. Now you've got the smiles, now you've got the laughter, now you've got that confidence rolling again. I mean, the fact that Izu still able to buy so much time, gets ults out of the equation for this post plant. So G2 just has to try to go for the flood.
Well, if G2 want to win this in 2, they have to have one hell of a comeback. We'll see if they can get started after the halftime.
On that first half to try to suss out exactly, where they need to position themselves, where they could find safety. Because every time they tried to, it felt like T1 was a step ahead. Saw it on a lot of those executes. Baby Bay could be facing a stack.
G2 have been favored overall so far in the pistols. We'll see if that can continue here. Baby Bay just with the 1 headhunter shot. And it's not going to be able to make it count. Get some damage on the stacks, but Buzz just a little bit snappier with it. Finds a headshot and narrowly does manage to make his exit. Damage exchange on both sides and player advantage to T1. Another rescale forward. Leaf instantaneous with a headshot. Meteor going to be struck down, but Stacks able to find 2 more here for his troubles before Trent takes him down. Buzz just skirting over to the side. Valen disconnected away from Trent. Tucks back at long. Munchkin able to go ahead and identify his position.
You have no
All the while, Izu has lurked his way in from behind, so there is no real easy escape from here.
Exactly. See if they're aware of it. I think they should consider it.
They're going to try. They have to consider it given that the trademark was down off the rip. Izu, oh, they read it well. Are able to force him away. That opens up with a sprint now into the B site. Do they just plant here, or do they try to cut across to C? Looks like it will be going for B. The face forward, Valen able to find the spray down. Munchkin going to be eliminated. Trent at 3 HP. I believe hearing some footsteps from Izu on C. He's gonna try to just swing around the back, catch him off guard, sees the shoulder. Izu seemingly no real idea about this possibility whatsoever. He is going to be caught. Trent has the one tap. G2 might just have the pistol they so desperately need. The Astra still in play. The time starting to dwindle. Buzz wanting to check around, wanting to try to isolate this into a 1v1, but he cannot. The hunt gets the reveal. Trent gets the wall bangs, and G2 get themselves another pistol win.
I liked this round for T1 until Munchkin tried to challenge from A-Link. I don't like that. Wait for your pieces to get into place. Give up that plant. But he tries to get ahead of it, tries to go for the big hero play, and I think that costs them the round. You just gotta wait to play contain there a little bit, and instead you open up the map for Trent to just go on a walkabout.
Heard the players.
Time to jump.
We needed that, and they absolutely did. Be telling yourselves if T1 could build up a win streak like that, get the scoreline they did, we can absolutely do the same thing. Buzz for now, just the classic, tucked away inside of the smoke. G2 playing this one very cautiously.
Yeah, no buy-ups to speak of at all for T1. Classics abound.
Snack's gonna go for the check-in here. Big Bay actually able to find the shot. Cleans one up, Stacks arriving. Baby Bay just a little bit faster on that turn, gets the kill. Woo! Taken low, but not taken down. G2 potentially set for a flawless anti-eco. Consideration. Will now go for the plant. Trent with the earlier kills. Now finds himself over halfway towards that nightfall.
Just hoping to die to the spike. Could throw Baby Bay out there if you wanted, but he's already so far back. Starting to make his way forward now. Suspect he might be the one to go in and try to
swap the weapons, yeah.
Okay, yep.
Allow for Trent to do it. If he can get these kills, he'll be one off.
Makes a ton of sense.
See if he can get rewarded. Obviously the hip fire and take down either. A bit of a 50-50. We'll just go ahead and scout him out with that haunt. Spot out the strafe across, and Izu will fall. Trent now sights towards heaven, but just doesn't have the time to close it out, but can still back away, retain that Marshal, retain his regen armor. G2 taking a flawless step in the right direction. It's still a 6-round deficit as we go into the bonus.
Yeah, a big bonus coming up. An almost must-win bonus for G2. A nice turn there from Baby Bay. Readjust. Get Stacks in the hip. You're gonna need more of that for sure. Trent having a really nice map here, 15 and 10. It was a little shaky at the beginning, but has recovered quite nicely. T1 gonna overstack A with this setup. Post Meteor, potentially towards sewers, but no, just throwing out the vulnerable early, but it's all just a bit of a ruse here from T1. A little bit of response from G2. They threw a flash, they're trying to clear, they do.
Dropping spike.
See if they want to keep trying to press their luck. That's where Izu set up a couple trips. Instead, they're going to take their time, really consider this. There's going to be a TP set up over an A-Link for Buzz to get over quickly. If Izu does come under pressure. Cam's tucked around the corner here. So Izu's going to give up a little bit of space, try to rely on his info gathering, try to make the calls as quickly as possible.
Bursting onto the scene. Cam out, spot on the one. Baby Bay going to be tagged. Gets the removal though. Thinks it's safe. Doesn't give him the opportunity to find that blind punish. Thrown out over the top. Spot onto 3 players. So the spike does get planted. He's well from Jogamo, holds them back at connector for now. Curveball, looking for that timing. It's going to be easier. Dead first as Lee finds that kill. Jogamo on the swing, able to find Munchkin as well, but Buzz fights back. Meteor good for 1 before getting traded out. He's now player disadvantage to T1. G2 looking to convert this bonus. That is all in the hands of Stacks. And Baby Bay will shut him down. A massive start to the half. G2 halfway to tying it up.
This is just so uncomfortable. There's so much stall, so much delay that G2 has in their kit. When the flashes come out from Buzz over the top, Jogamo can respond with one of his own. You have the Astra util to gum up the works at the chokes. You know, Jog as well using that Blaze Wall to buy some time, to buy some safety. All those little things are going to make it really difficult here for T1. They're going to have to spread the map, in my opinion. They're going to have to try to come at easy with the Sheriff in garage. Munchkin with the Bucky, maybe trying to get some kind of TP play up towards the top of lobby here.
About the heavy stack in towards that Marshall. Spotted on the one. TP forward from Munchkin, and okay, Meteor able to find an opening shot. Leaf going to be taken down, looks for a little bit more. Double tap shield now going to be popped and cannot find the flick. A nice headshot from Trent. Gets the shield break, gets the elimination, and it looks like Baby Bay has gotten the read. Heard the TP forward, top flash going to be turned away from Jogamo. Comes away with 2 kills on the C side of the map, and eventually Munchkin falls into Baby Bay's trap.
Dropping spike.
The Stacks now to try to see if he can find any further damage. Does seem unlikely, and there you go. There you go, has it confirmed. G2 starting to get uncomfortably close to T1.
Well, this is starting to almost feel like a must-win round for T1 already. Can't let this landslide continue. It's sick from Trent. He is really starting to feel it now. And yeah, again, a great turn from Jogamo. He's going to have his ult coming into this next round. He got the run it back off that plant.
What you doing, baby?
Trent's going to have his ult, so we are going to have an operator in the hands of Buzz. He'll try to find another good opening pick. He's going to be posted up over at C. Early util out again to try to control this long A space. See if they could force G2 over, and they're already in. This is open territory.
Run it back, popped. Smoke gonna be lobbed in, and Munchkin, oh, okay, lucky to be alive. Back will just have him exit, Buzz at the same time, able to find one with that operator. Jumps away over towards the spawn, and Izu still gonna be alone here on the site for the moment. Cam goes out, spot on the 3. Munchkin watching for a late lurk as Izu is just burning alive. Jogamo has him, Meteor dead as well. Buzz now on the floor, and Munchkin, nothing more to be done. The op and the round lost.
This is just great awareness from G2. And they know that there's gonna have to be open space somewhere on the map, and they're able to find it through the garage. Again, we talked about the problems that G2's comp can have with only having a chamber. Well, it depends on what you're doing with the Cypher util. There was none of it there in the garage.
He's getting closer. He wants another ult charge. And I think that he should have it. There's the jump, there's the shorty, there's the 3K. And there's G2 3 rounds away from tying this up. T1 again, having their economy broken.
Just beautiful reactions. I mean, Izu there.
Just way too late.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go.
He had to move right away.
Talking about cooling a player off. Put 15 and 3, now 19 and 11.
It has been a very different affair. As you kind of worried about for T1.
Oh, hello.
Munchkin
I mean, should basically be screwed from here.
should just be dead.
He's gonna quietly try to reposition, but the trap just not getting set up the way that he wants. Has to back away. Try to utilize that Bucky on the site itself.
Yeah, I think G2's just too diligent, too aware right now. I think they're gonna allow that trap to be sprung. In fact, they're already drifting in the other direction towards Izu, who's just got a Sheriff. Buzz with just a classic, probably trying to get another operator into play. Needs that win condition to bear fruit. Yep, you can see, look how aware they are.
I mean, Meteor able to get the ult online, but don't think we're gonna be seeing it here in this round. Footsteps gonna be heard. That might bait Leaf on this peak right into Munchkin's hands. Plays it patiently in case there's anybody else there as a second layer, but there is not. Vandal will get scooped up. Meanwhile, close play from Izu. Barrel stuff, looking for it, but cannot find it. Jogamo turns back around, reacting alongside Valen to find that kill. Buzz now spotted. Volley over to the side. Valen with covering fire, finds it with Meteor. A very nice shot. Collects the Outlaw, but too many targets he can try to really utilize it with. Sax has fallen, Munchkin now. Pushing his way forward as Meteor will get melted. Trent, the final 2 kills. T1 some damage dealt, but there is cash aplenty for G2.
Yeah, it's just so difficult. I think T1 needs to get pretty aggressive somewhere on the map with this comp. Because right now, this is the best thing you're getting out of this is, Munchkin getting Leaf baited in by the footsteps of his teammates to get that kill, to open up a little bit of space. Yeah, Meteor finds one, grabs a gun, but it's not the one you want. And you're gonna have a ton of ults here. Everything but Izu's for T1 to try to stop the bleeding.
It's gonna be a very chaotic round.
You want to play? Let's
The run it back also available. Tour de Force gonna be popped. Baby Bay staring in towards sewers. Meanwhile, Meteor, a very aggressive push down to the base of window.
Look already.
He's watching for the garage push, but obviously would still be very favored if Meteor does end up hopping up into his sight line.
But G2's so aware of this.
Flash out, quick little exit. Meanwhile, Dimensional Drift sprinting over towards Buzz. Quick exit will be respotted. No. Leaf hasn't seen him quite just yet. Prowler going out onto the corner, but the shot ends up going wide. And stays alive. Jogamo is going to have that ult expire in the meantime. Grab comes in. Meteor
Spike planted.
finding Leaf, but can he win out the fight? The walls falling, the shield broken. Leaf has him outdone. Valen finding Buzz. The duel is now gone. Munchkin dinked. As they have to retreat, they have to scramble and save. T1 are getting absolutely massacred on this defending half.
It's catastrophic. They used all their ults except for Munchkin's, which is by far the least impactful of them. And they don't get a damn thing. They don't find a single kill. And Meteor had no idea where Leaf was. Okay, Izu gets one on the backside. Catches Trent through the B site. Is there going to be any more damage done?
Leaf is looking for him, and he should be able to find him. But okay, Izu able to hold his own. But look at the round tracker. Nothing but red. This has absolutely been an affair of who can attack the best. And right now, G2, they are looking to outdo T1 as they force the final timeout.
Fantastic adjustment. Oh my God, Valen in the middle of that. And yeah, Buzz can't believe it. It's just phenomenal reactions. I mean, again, just in general, a lot of the time today, G2 has looked sharper in the aim department, in the reaction department than T1. Give up anything for Meteor. They're going to be on a Guardian for Buzz. Still have enough to get rifles across the board at the very least here for T1, but the economy is in tatters if they lose this round.
Well, Munchkin lines up, Prowler scouts. No real aggressive scale forward, though, from G2, so we'll not be able to find the punish there.
And they didn't get much util out of T1 on that. I think that was a bit of a bait to try to see if they could get the paranoia out or get the cross cut through, or the uppercut, and it didn't happen. So great patience being shown there by T1. They've still got everything they need. You know, Meteor can still potentially throw in some util. Stack's now rolling in, seeing if he can help out Munchkin, but nothing being fully committed to by G2. Again, they're looking for responses.
Well, there's a big one. And that op shot, bringing out right through the garage doors. Buzz, I mean, he's got himself tucked in alongside this one, but it's just a Guardian in hand. Meanwhile, G2 looking to try to get this attack going here into the B side. Munchkin going to be tagged by the Haunt. Leaf pushing forward. Timing's going to be found, though. Munchkin on the swing, able to find him, but now he gets taken down, as does Stax. Player advantage here in their hands. Buzz Manages to have the flash connect. Cleans up a second. Valen gonna be taken down. Meteor in around the back is trying to hunt down Baby Bay. Just hasn't been able to spot him yet. But there's the ping reveal off the neural theft. And it is just Trent. Spike planted into his favor. Low on bullets. Gets rerouted. Has eyes on this position. He has been so damn instrumental for G2 on this map. Does he have the clutch?
Ooh.
He locks on Izu dead. Meteor on the other side. Taps the defuse. The swing. The Red Bull clutch. Trent is unbelievable. He demolishes T1 and ties it 10-10.
That feels like the backbreaker. That feels like the series. What a glow up for Trent here on the fade. So snappy with these shots and able to isolate these fights 1 versus 1. The T1 there, not able to swing together, not able to overwhelm him. Great angles being taken by Trent. An attempt with the Outlaw, not gonna connect for Baby Bay. Meteor just takes no damage at all, so coming through that A-OK. Munchkin again with a Bucky. Munchkin again trying to trick G2.
Leaf pushing, but suspicious of this, and will be able to survive. 16 HP, the difference maker there. These little tricks and traps from Munchkin, just not finding their prey.
Oh no, Baby Bay.
Looking for the aggressive push forward. The vulnerable going to be connecting. Like you said, Baby Bay swinging in around the back, looking for the catch, fires out some shots, doesn't manage to confirm the kill, tries to go for that no-scope, doesn't manage to find it. Meteor and Buzz with a kill apiece. Meteor now finding a second. And suddenly, it's player advantage, now equalized. As we get into a 2v2, and the spray eventually with a fadeaway bullet will connect. Izu left to do it all, to try to preserve a lead, but he is just outdone on the wide swing. Jogamo spots him, kills him, and for the first time, G2 are in the lead here on this map. The first time since round 3, I should say.
It's just, sometimes the Bucky giveth and sometimes it taketh. Munchkin that time gets his life taken. Just another multi-kill round for Trent, who is absolutely on fire. He's doing such a great job.
You can see the stress level still there.
Oh, yeah.
Despite how miraculous and impressive this has been from G2. It's not over till it's over. Josh RT certainly knows that. But looking like a quick hit into the B side against the buy of T1. Meteor, however, pushing forward, is able to find the one, but quickly gets blinded up and traded out as Valen finds the kill. Trent again, continuing to find value. Clears out stacks. Cosmic Divide now to be invested, but Izu pushes forward past the wall, but he doesn't disconnect back through it. He overstays. TP up into the smoke. Munchkin continuing to try to do some crazy stuff to get them back into this one, but has to make his exit. The space now given over to the plant can come through. As Buzz is forward onto the site with an operator in hand. Certainly not the weaponry you would like to see, but it is going to be a pivot. It seems like Baby Bay might have caught a glimpse of Munchkin.
I think he heard him.
He's just dialed in on this angle. Buzz checking out the front of sight. If he continues to swing, Leaf should have him dead to rights. He's just tucked away into the cubby. He's suspicious of it. At the same time, though, the double push in the backside. Munchkin finds the one. The catch is there. Trent again, having to do it all. Can he get himself another 4K? Can he be that guy? Can he be the hero? The swing coming in, and Buzz denies him. T1 able to find, at long last, a round win in this half. They will keep it neck and neck, 11-11.
It just felt like Trent was gonna do it again, and I'm shocked he didn't. I thought he had it. Chasing that Prowler. Izu going for the hero play when I think you're right, he needed to just kind of take a pause, and that's got Munchkin fired up. That's got him back in the game, but oh boy, did it take a long time, and it did not feel comfortable.
One blotch of green and a sea of red. 11-11. Trent 2 kills away from dropping 30.
So we're going to see Munchkin with the judge for the first time over in Garage. He's mainly been over on A with the shotgun, so this is him trying to change positions, change ideas. Vulnerable, though, not doing him any favors because it hits the clone. And T1 responds, and therefore G2 going to be aware of that tricky position.
Buzz has got himself on a very deep angle.
That's true.
Not too much time going to be remaining on this gate crash either. There's a Nebula, blooms in his face. Backpedals away, flash out, has to clear the haunt, makes his exit, and now G2 feeling comfortable in their control over A lobby.
They're doing such a good job of using their util to clear this space, but it's been a little bit longer than they maybe would like, so Buzz is going to be back into position.
Hex spotting out plenty with that drone. But G2 just looking to poke and prod, get that push and pull on the map.
I think they sense a bait potentially off of that, off of the drone, so they want to try the other side of the map, but reinforcements already moving this way here. Smoke through already. Kind of have to commit. Either here or B at this point is G2.
Minor time. No, never mind. He finds a headshot. Caught him in the shoulder to start. Now looks to backpedal, but Izu here in the corner, able to strike, and Jogamo going to be taken down. Clear the gate crash. And once again, G2 going to be rerouted, but where do they opt to go? There's a tripwire on B. You've got the op still over at A long. 12 seconds remaining. Looks like they're going to try to sprint this one forward onto the B side. Haunts into the back. Gets the reveal onto one. The plant having to be committed to. But there's a drag away, and that's the round done. Meteor's done it again. Wins out the fight, runs down the clock, and T1 start coming alive in the very last moment in the 11th hour as they get up to map point.
They're starting to make some good reads on the map. It's, you know, having that operator there to clear a little bit of space, and this time they're hard committing towards the C site. You tuck Izu into an unexpected corner, that gets some value. You get a spray through the smokes that gets a connection. Little lucky for sure, but you need that right now as T1. And Meteor there, we've seen it before, where he can stop you from planting with the ult and win the round that way.
When you're not playing against an ISO, sometimes it's those little micro plays you often forget about.
Oh my God.
And yeah, Leaf has spotted a hell of a lot. He's going to see a hell of a lot more. Goes in with a dimensional drift, calls, yeah guys, there's going to be 3 in window. Start pushing into A. Op has now been located. It's located again.
T1 has to get ahead of this.
Dimensional drift available now for Buzz. Looking to lead the charge to C's. Gets a grab onto one. Molly
Spike planted.
there, trying to dissuade the push forward as Buzz makes his exit, but Baby Bay has got him from behind. The Stinger in range, still able to close out the kill. There's no rid of that one whatsoever. Jogamo now storming forward, Stacks dead. He's out for blood, and he will be rewarded with it. As Izu now needs an ace clutch to bring this map to its end, and we are going to OT. Finds a third. The neural depth going to be invested. Baby Bay, the shot ends up going wide. Would love to try to hold this one up to half, but he cannot. Jogamo taken down. The time, however, still getting away from him, and Baby Bay has the finisher. Here we go again. Familiar territory for these two teams.
And you just feel like it's going to come down to who can get that first defender side win. That's what you're looking at, is who's going to be able to pump the brakes or put the brakes onto their opponent. Oh, Izu gives it a hell of a go. Able to get back into this map. I mean, him and Trent have been stellar here on Haven. Trent's one away from a 30 bomb, almost surely going to get it. Izu's getting close, but an early investment here. The glass cannon for Baby Bay. Everything else pretty stock standard. Nothing too unusual there. There's a lot of players hoping for an aggressive push out for mid. You got those flashes there.
The flash going to be flying, but Jogamo taken down first and foremost. Meteor a little bit late with a shield. Does have that double tap now pop, but does tag the 21, but still. The opening volley goes the way of T1.
It's great awareness there from T1. Remembered that play from the last time G2 played this map. Giacomo got a huge value out of that exact same spot, but this time around, it's actually going to be T1 who finds that opening kill. What an aggressive angle here.
But now you're pushing out towards this glass cannon. The double tap shield is not there. Do you suss this? Do you drone for this? Or do you just blind face into Baby Bay? They do. He looks for a second. He cannot find it. Meteor gets the punish. Valen, the first to arrive on the scene, clears out the recon, but has been pinged. Push the corner one by one, but Buzz on the follow-up is able to find it now. Player advantage. Experimented upon as Buzz finds Trent, and they find the round win. T1 once again up to map point as they look to push this all the way to split.
Oh boy. And even though Buzz, he goes huge here. Oh, Munchkin's just spraying. He gets full flash and he gets that kill. Unreal, unreal. But Buzz just again taking those tight angles, taking those off angles.
Nice!
But he did not, he looked stressed after it. But okay. Immediate timeout ripped, and it's going to be, I want to see them make sure they don't give that stuff up, where they're able to work the map, they're able to find those gaps, because there will be gaps here. Just a matter of where they will be. Trips, one in garage, one on the B plant. Again, the ops, both sides this time. Buzz and Baby Bay.
Could be a big change up in Buzz, about to peek in to Leaf here on the side, and Leaf has the headshot right through the corner of the wall. Early advantage in their hands. Meteor now going to be overwhelmed in mid. Giacomo to take him down. And it seems like we're slated to go to another round of OT. Zizou able to scale all the way down C long, but trademark on the opposite side of that wall will hold him at bay.
And now you've got so many options here as G2. You can scale a little bit. Giacomo's going to go find that there's some open space, but they're committing hard towards A. I mean, it's going to be a miracle for T1.
Stacks there around the corner. Stacked in with Munchkin, but the AWP is taking point. The shot ends up going wide, but Trent has him aligned. Izu again, needing to do an ace clutch. He will make noise, Giacomo will hear it, and he will strike him down. Surprise, surprise, it's a flawless, and it's a reset.
I want to see this from Trent's POV. He's up to 31. This is filthy. Yeah, Buzz saw the shoulder, and he went for the swing, and I think Leaf might have seen him too, and was ready with the fire. Ooh, they line up for him there nicely. Beautiful from G2, doing everything they need to do. Patience, find that early pick, and that basically makes the comp crumble. T1, now it's their turn for a timeout.
Off guard, Valen playing into garage here for the moment. It'll be a rough way to start the round if he just gets dropped immediately. They're playing close enough back though, Ken dripped away from it. Not gonna get caught by the wild spray. At the same time, Leaf pushing forward. Baby Bay gonna be spotted in sewers. So here's the trip set up in case there's a more aggressive push coming through. Recon cleared out from the C side of the map, and T1 still playing very clustered together. Some damage exchanged. Giacomo taking a bit, but doesn't have the capabilities of healing himself back up as Prowler. Confirming that there's still presence here in garage.
Now they're going to take a pause, take a reset themselves. Looking for a reaction out of G2. You know, again, expecting some kind of change up, some kind of differentiation.
But they are running this clock down.
Yeah.
45 seconds remaining.
Probably has to end up B, or you're going to have to make another explosive C hit into the strong side.
Trent very close by to try to come to their rescue. Giacomo here around the corner. The Nebula trying to force them to push their way out of this one. Clone going to be cleared. Buzz swinging forward, able to find one Meteor. Finds Giacomo as well. Stack's now going to be taken out by Meteor, starting to take over. Does get blinded up, and Leaf arriving, able to find Munchkin. A 2v2 now. Leaf and Baby Bay to try to get G2 up to match point, and Leaf has found Meteor. It's down to Izu. Eats some early damage, swings in, he's trying to isolate, but Baby Bay gets the better of him. And timeout be damned! G2! They get up to 14!
This is huge, huge on the outside of the site. The wins that G2 is getting individually, even though Leaf is having a bit of a rough map overall. You know, this explosion here for T1, very nice. They're able to clear what they need to. They get the trades they need to, but that win on the Munchkin, absolutely brutal. Then he doubles down and takes down Meteor. Double tap be damned. The individual skill has given G2 a phenomenal chance to send themselves to playoffs.
Again, that glass cannon on the attack for Baby Bay Buzz. Not going to be going for it. T1 need what has eluded them so very much, which is that defender's sided around win. Triple stack at B, again, trying to counteract any pressure that might start coming their way through mid. I'll flash into a face, but G2 similarly playing this patiently.
And they were going for the same thing that G2 tried to do to them earlier, and G2 also wise to that game. Just being cautious, waiting for whatever proactive move that T1 tries to make. Meteor needs to go big, does get the vulnerable, but it forces Jog back. Hasn't really taken any damage. Baby Bay got scraped up.
Izu scaling, getting himself tucked into the corner. Meanwhile, Leaf caught by the drone. Doesn't give any info over to T1 though. Still have to be scratching their heads about what G2 is trying to do in this round. Spike about to join in. Still yet another Prowler. This could be Izu's undoing. There's the reveal. Holds his own for the first. Haunt thrown in from behind. He's looking for a second. The fadeaway shot on the Trent. Spike still on the floor, but Baby Bay able to win out that fight, and Meteor going to be taken down by Leaf. Pop flash out of the garage. Window Buzz once again puts the Spike on the floor. 20 seconds remaining. Valen to recollect it. Leaf to bodyguard from behind. The swing in though, and Buzz wins out the fight. Valen in a 1v3. As the push comes in, he gets tagged up, he gets taken down. We keep going.
Oh my goodness, it's Buzz the hero again here for T1. At midnight, he has come alive. And we are burning the midnight oil right now, and we may be going to split, we'll have to see, but it's crazy to me that both these teams get defender side wins. It's just great patience, great timing, but Izu able to hold the line at doors of Garage was masterful and massive.
Track them down.
And obviously there is no more intervention here. There is no more help from the coaching staff. Everything has been burned. It is just down to the players. This Baby Bay again going to be spotted, cam forward, spotting out that operator Leaf, lingering up, and Izu not registering that whatsoever. Gets his kill and gets away scot-free.
That means you're losing the double tap. They popped it expecting that they were going to be able to clear through there, and they just can't. So now you're going to lose some of that impact util. It's going to let you take those scrappy fights, but a quick rotate over, a quick spot, no damage done.
Valen should have been seeing plenty there.
Can't use that yet.
Tucks back, Molly going to be lobbed forward. Chogamo from Garage finds two. Both duelists taken down. Now just Munchkin and Stacks. To try to see if they can clutch this out, a 2v4 from here.
One flash and a haunt. That's what you got to work with here.
Double shocks, but no real way to try to utilize those. They have to play forward. And Munchkin going on a peek, ends up getting his tag down all hell. Concussed in behind the box, repositions back over towards Long, and Stacks dead as he takes points. Leave. We'll find the final shot, and once again, G2 win out the round here from the defender's side. Once again, get themselves match point.
And this time it's Jogamo's turn to be the hero. He's the one who gets the 2 kills that completely nullify this hit from T1. Also losing Izu early there. I never looked that way, just never saw him out of the corner.
Oh my God, Jogamo.
Let's go. Good shot. Brilliant. But an angle unaccounted for, something that's been plaguing T1 at times in this series. Once again, puts them in a dire position.
And just how far can we go with this? At what point does something have to give? At what point can one of these teams get those back-to-back round wins?
Some of these players have been in some pretty grueling overtimes at global events before.
And grueling overtimes versus each other.
Uh-huh.
Blaze wall set up, Haunt over the top, looking for a spot, nothing gonna be seen, but this is a stacked site for T1. Jogamo curveball out, breaks the shield, and manages to break Meteor. Finds a headshot, gets himself a second, looks for a third, but Munchkin strikes him down. He needs so much more, but he cannot find it. This looks like it should be the moment for G2 to punch their ticket into the playoffs, and Baby Bay will get them there. 16-14. What a map and what perseverance from this America squad.